Welcome to the GSMC Fitness Podcast, the show that helps you sort through all of the trends, new and old, of the fitness world. We'll talk about yoga, running, Zumba, weightlifting, and everything in between. Whether you've got your fitness routine down to a science or you're just starting out and looking for direction, you'll find educational and entertaining information on the GSMC Fitness Podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome to GSMC Fitness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host Cynthia, and happy, what day is it even actually? Wednesday? Oh my God. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you are all having a great week, a productive week, a chill week, a whatever kind of week you want. I am all jumbled up in my thoughts. It's midweek. I'm crawling through towards the weekend, and it's been rough, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I don't know about you guys or trainers or fitness instructors who are tuning in right now if you feel the same way, but a lot of gyms and fitness centers have started to open up, and it's been a hard adjustment for me this week. I went 3 months basically not doing anything, laying around, watching Netflix, waking up at 10, 11, to all of a sudden both gyms that I work out starting at the exact same time, the exact same week, waking up at 4 a.m, 5 days consecutively in a row, Monday through Friday. So you guys, I feel like I'm falling apart. I'm not all the way there today. I'm a bit sleep deprived. I am definitely sore because I think I went a little too extreme my first day back with the squat rack. You know, I missed her so much, and I think I went a little too heavy. So I need to drop the ego next time I go in and, just work on perfecting my form and making sure I maintain the technique, because we all know without technique and correct form, working out's going to be a tremendous pain for you. And so, yeah, it's been a hard adjustment for me. I could barely move. I taught a bar class yesterday morning, 6 a.m. And the thing about bar and a lot of fitness classes is that I have to do the actual workout with them. So I'm working out with them, and I'm also instructing, and I have to keep the energy up and keep them hyped. And it's hard. Okay. Especially that early. I haven't done it since March. I was very rusty, I'm not going to lie. I didn't even know how to turn on the light in the bar room. I forgot how to do everything. It was a smaller class, though. It was a smaller class size, so it was a little bit less intimidating in that way. But still, I feel like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my classes and the way I teach. So when I catch myself messing up, or I forgot what's going to happen next after this exercise, I don't know if they can tell, but I definitely can tell. So it just throws me off a little bit. So yeah, it's just me getting back into my rhythm and getting my body used to this new circadian rhythm of mine, of waking up at 4 a.m. and trying to go to bed around 8 or 9, but it's been tough, you guys. So I'm holding on. What's getting me through this week is that my birthday is on Sunday, actually. So my birthday is on the 28th. I'll leave my Cash App link below. No, I'm kidding. I mean, if you guys want to send me money, no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Definitely not allowed here at the GSMC Podcast Network. But yeah, so my birthday is on Sunday. I have exciting plans, socially distanced, of course, exciting plans with my friends. So I'm super excited. We're going to actually be going to the river here and chilling and just soak up some sun. I mean, I feel like It's summer, and yes, we are in the middle of a global health pandemic. I'm very aware of that, and I'm taking the necessary precautions that I need to keep myself safe, to keep everybody else around me safe. I got tested and everything, and I came back negative, and although I came back negative, I'm still going to take the necessary precautions that are asked. And so, yeah, I'm just very excited for my birthday this weekend. I'm a Cancer, and my rising sign, I don't know if you guys are into zodiac signs. My rising sign's Leo, so I'm very, showy and whatnot. So in a nutshell, for those of you who don't understand about zodiac signs and what those even mean, I'm basically a lion on the outside, but a small kitten, a sensitive, sensible kitten in the inside. So anyway, we're not here to discuss about zodiac signs or anything of that nature. We're here to talk about compound movements, compound lifts. These are the lifts that got me tremendously sore sitting here today recording this episode. I am extremely excited to talk about compound lifts, compound movements. They are absolutely essential in everybody's, they should be essential in everybody's workout routine. And especially if you're looking to build size and strength, then you need to be doing compound exercises, okay? Compound lifts are exercises which work several muscle groups simultaneously, and they are your main heavy lifts which form the base of any strengthening routine. And if you train regularly, it's most likely that you'll already be including a few of these compound exercises in your workouts. So today we're going to be discussing why are compound movements important? Why are people always talking about them? Why are trainers always implementing compound movements as clients' main lifts? Why do we need them to get stronger? And which compound lifts will get you the best results? So we will definitely be talking about all of those here today. And the main thing that you need to know about compound lifts is that, again, they recruit multiple muscle groups at once. And these exercises, these compound exercises, truly make you stronger, which is why it is vital that everybody incorporates them into their workout regimen. So we're going to go over right now exactly what are compound lifts. Again, compound lifts are any strengthening exercise where you're using more than one muscle group at the same time. These include exercises such as squats and deadlifts, and there are plenty of benefits to be had from doing them. Squats and deadlifts aren't the only compound lifts that you are able to perform. We have squats, deadlifts, power cleans with a jerk. There's a ton of variation and a ton of different compound lifts that you're able to include into your own workout regimen. There's something for everybody, It's kind of like a menu when you're ordering at a restaurant or something. Like, there's always something for everyone. So, again, we're going to go right now through some of the benefits of incorporating compound lifts and performing them. And the first thing that you need to know is that they are efficient, okay? They are truly efficient by working several areas at once. You are able to save time since you are targeting multiple muscle groups all at once. For instance, like in the squats, you would be targeting your basically almost everything, actually. You target your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your glutes, your lower back, your abs. So that's truly a lower body workout. Although you may tend to feel squats more in your lower body, it's still activating basically everything from like your lower back, from your lats down. And it's perfect. Compound lifts are perfect if you're trying to squeeze a couple of workouts around a busy schedule, or simply if you just want to be more fit at the gym and want to build strength. So that is the number one amazing benefit of compound lifts, is that they save you time. And I know for all my busy bees out there, all my hustlers out there who swear they don't go to sleep and just hustle, these movements are going to be your best friend. Oftentimes, My main reason for incorporating like my lifts are to get stronger and to build size, specifically my lower body. I'm trying to build size in my lower body, especially my glutes. I mean, I feel like we all know that's the craze right now. All the girls are trying to grow their lower body, their glute area. So I definitely be doing squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, all of that good stuff. So you guys, I'm going to cut into our very first break right now. When we come back, more talking about some of the benefits of compound lifts.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to GSMC Fitness Podcast. So we just explained the very first amazing benefit of compound lifts, of incorporating these exercises into your routine. And first one being is that it saves you time and that they're efficient by recruiting multiple muscle groups at once. Second reason why they are absolutely essential and just bomb is that compound lifts, they allow you to lift heavy, like very heavy. And this is due because your body is relying on more than one muscle group. So you can afford to load up the weight and go really heavy. And this is exactly what you want if you're looking to get stronger, build muscle, and progress. So for my ladies out there, maybe my men out there who are trying to grow your lower body, do you guys kind of see why it's essential to incorporate these main lifts into your workout routine at least twice a week? Because especially if you're trying to grow your lower body, these lifts are what's going to make them grow and just make you stronger. I like to do my compound lifts in the very beginning of my workout session because they are the most tiring. You're going to be lifting the heaviest in these compound lifts. I like to dedicate these lifts in the very beginning of my workout, and then I leave my accessory work such as like glute kickbacks, glute abductions towards the end. That's accessory work. I'm not trying to tire my body with those at the very beginning of my workout. So compound lifts, I highly suggest incorporating those in the very beginning of your session right after your warm-up. And I like to do I actually don't work out Mondays, so Tuesdays are like my Mondays. So whether you work out on Monday or Tuesday, the first workout day of the week that you do, for me personally, I like to do squats and then hip thrusts. And then the second leg day that I do, I'll do deadlifts and then I'll do barbell bridges. So all of these compound lifts that I use, I actually use with the barbell. So I actually didn't specify that right now. But when we talk about compound lifts, what's really going to help you lift heavy are utilizing the barbell. Now, I understand utilizing the barbell in these very important and intricate technique focused movements can be a little intimidating for the beginners out there. So my suggestion would be, if you're not comfortable going on the barbell really quick and like squatting on the barbell, then first make sure that your body weight squats are A1. Making sure, your chest is lifted, you're sitting back into your heels, dropping your hips and driving your knees out as you come up, driving those hips up as well. And so as long as your body weight, like trainers, if you're tuning in right now, make sure that your client, before you even put them onto the barbell or have them progress or into a goblet squat or anything, make sure that their body weight squat alone is A1 and almost honestly like perfect form, because you can't expect them to maintain form and proper technique under the barbell if they can't even do it just by performing their own body weight. So really important, you guys, whether you're trying to do the sumo deadlift, regular conventional deadlift, a squat, hip thrust, make sure that when you do these exercises without weight, just your plain old body weight, that your technique is there. Once your technique is there, then you can progress to dumbbells or kettlebells. And then once you feel comfortable with those, then the barbell. Me, I can go straight into the barbell now because I've been working out for the last couple of years consistently. I know my form is there. It's intact. So I lift with the barbell. So I do barbell squats, barbell deadlifts, etc. So these lifts I really love to focus on because they're going to make me stronger. They're going to help me build size. And that's what's really going to help me progress week by week. Next cool benefit about compound lifts is that they're complex. I mean, if you haven't gotten the gist of it from me trying to explain it to you guys right now, they're complex movements. Compound lifts, they require a lot of focus. And unless you're a really experienced lifter, you're always going to be, looking to improve your form. Like even for me, I know I can always get better each and every time and, perfect my form. So there's always something to work towards when you're down at the gym, and these movements are perfect if you're the type of person who gets bored easily in the gym. You're trying to spice things up, make things a little more challenging and difficult. Then the lifts, these compound exercises are going to be your best friend. Another amazing benefit of compound lifts is that they help you burn more calories. More calories, you guys, than cardio. Yes, I said it. It's out there into the world. I did say it. I claim it. Compound lifts help you burn more calories. By doing bigger movements that engage more muscle groups while lifting heavier loads, they're all things that contribute to burning more calories. And by taking on more weight, you use more of the glycogen stored up in your muscles, which is great for using up, that like pent up energy. And the reason, kind of the science behind how this actually happens is muscle burns more than fat, all right? So when you have more muscle in your body, you tend to have a quicker metabolism because your muscle's literally burning off the fat. And cardio, you may, I know all my Apple Watch lovers out there, you guys tend to look at your watches, after a boot camp class or after jogging, cycling, and you're like, wow, I burned all these calories instantly right now. And it's like, yes, if we're talking about instantly, comparing calories from like a 1 hour gym session, like weight training, compared to a 1 hour gym session, or like, a 1 hour session of like cardio, or 30-minute session of cardio, the cardio group is definitely going to burn more calories instantly on the spot. However, the advantage that the cardio group doesn't have over the people who go weight training is that the people who go weight training, they're burning fat and building muscle, and that gives them, they're burning muscle even after they stopped working out. They're burning muscle around like 36 hours after they are done working out. So they're going to bed literally still burning calories, while the cardio group, they're not. Does that make sense? I know I don't want to get too nerdy on y'all, but it's true. Compound lifts really help you burn more calories. I swear, you guys, every time I finish my 4 sets of squats and then my 4 sets of deadlifts, I'm literally dead, exhausted. Like I'm dripping sweat for one. I'm out of breath, and I do like 1 to 2 max of accessory work, such as like banded glute kickbacks and like a lunge. And I'm done for the day. I don't need to do 10 different exercises within my 1 hour time slot I got to work out. And if I'm doing more than that, then I'm sorry to break it to you guys. You're just not working out hard enough. The intensity is just not there. Next great benefit of compound movements, it kind of goes along with what I just said about burning more calories, but compound lifts, They get your heart rate up, y'all. If you do them right and you exert, maximum force on these strength-based workouts can be just as good at getting your heart rate up as cardio-based ones. The reason being, you're using several muscles at the same time and you're also asking a lot out of them. So to make sure your muscles are kept, topped up with enough energy to lift, your heart needs to pump harder. And that's how you get that heart rate up. If, again, you're really giving it your all, you're doing it right with correct form and technique and all of that stuff. Like I said, I literally am dripping sweat, heart rate up. I feel like I ran a mile or two after I finished my set of my compound movements. Also, compound movements, they're great in helping improve your mobility. Compound lifts, they're often quite technical, and being able to do them correctly as well as hit all the right muscles means having a good amount of joint mobility. And joint mobility, guys, is so important. Mobility is crucial. Hips, shoulders, knees, ankles, and wrists, they all play their part in helping you build muscle, and so as well as working on your strength. Compound exercises also help you focus on improving your mobility. So it's really vital that before you go into these heavy lifts, your main compound movements, that you do a quick 5 to 10 minute warm-up, mobility warm-up, dynamic mobility warm-up. Just get your muscles, get your joints prepped for all of that weight that you're about to lift. And that way you're able to prevent any injury and discomfort. And then last but not least, compound movements, they help to improve your coordination. These lifts often take years to master. Every little detail about these main lifts should be spot on. Not only so you can build muscle, but also so you can avoid getting injured, like I just said. So learning the movements and allowing your muscles to learn as well is great for helping you focus and improve your coordination. So really take your time when you're trying to build up on these movements, when you're trying to perfect your form and build strength. Drop the ego, okay? Don't follow my footsteps. Drop the ego. And especially now that gyms are reopened, guys, don't go in lifting as heavy as you were pre-quarantine. You will get hurt. You will be sore for freaking days. And that's going to hinder your progress because you're not going to be able to go back in the gym and go as hard as you can and keep that intensity level up since your body is still recovering and needs time to rest. So I'm going to come to a very brief break right now. And when we come back, we'll talk more on some of the best compound exercises.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Fitness Podcast. So now that we know why compound movements are so important, we can start to look at which ones are going to help you gain the best results, because that's the whole point of exercise, right? You want to reach your end goal, and compound exercise can definitely help you get there. So I've listed here a compound workout. Well, not really a workout. It's just a list of exercises that are most effective in building muscle across all of your major muscle groups. And the first one, probably the most talked about, probably the most popular one that everybody knows about. If you ask somebody to name this one lower body exercise, 9 times out of 10, they'll probably say this: squats. All right. I feel like everybody has a basic understanding of what a squat is. We basically all squat when we need to use the restroom. So why do we do them? Leading to my point. Squats are most likely going to be the exercise where you can take the most weight. And mainly because the weight is already placed on top of you, but also because you don't need to arch or move around to complete the exercise. But that's not to say that they're easy. And getting the technique right when you're lifting a decent amount of weight at the squat rack is all the more reason to be accurate with your form, because you can really hurt yourself if you don't have proper technique and form while performing a squat. Even if you're just using the barbell, like you can still, if you do enough repetitions and sets with incorrect form, you will get an injury. But in terms of building muscle mass, squats are vital as they hit so many areas at once. Plus, you can pile on the weight for maximum gains. So squats is definitely, whether you are man, female, or whatever you claim, everybody needs to be doing squats, okay? Like, you need to be doing them just for health reasons. You don't even need to do them if you want to build your glutes or not, or build your legs. Like, squats are just extremely important. Like, think of this as this is a functional movement, okay? Functional movement, meaning the squat mimics daily movement patterns. And what daily movement pattern do we all engage in every day? I just said it. Going to the bathroom. So, squats, what do they work? They work, I already kind of mentioned this, but I'll reiterate. Quads, lower back, glutes, hamstrings, hip flexors, core. Basically, you guys, your entire body. So, do not deny your squats. Get those done, all right? Next, compound lift. This one actually happens to be my absolute favorite, okay? I'm sure a lot of ladies love this exercise. Anybody who's trying to grow their glutes is going to love this exercise. And that is barbell hip thrusts or hip raises. I've heard both of those terms interchanged. We'll just call them hip thrusts for today. So barbell hip thrusts. Why are they important and why you should do them? Your glutes and hamstrings are two of the most important areas to strengthen, okay? They're your support when you squat. They're your strength when you deadlift. And they're your power when doing any form of plyometrics or sprint work, okay? Like, they make up your posterior chain, okay? Your posterior kinetic chain. And they can be, however, like notoriously difficult to strengthen. Trust me, I have been working on growing this behind, and it's hard. Glute training is a lot more challenging than people think. It takes a lot more than just performing a couple sets of squats and a couple sets of hip thrusts. There's a lot more to it to grow them and just get them stronger. And when looking to target these areas, many people will do squats, not realizing that these aren't necessarily the best exercise to do, to work these muscle groups. And unless you can really push your weight back, squats mainly focus on your quads. I feel like many people are quad dominant and will feel more of the burn in their quads rather than their glutes and hamstrings. But again, unless you can really push your weight back, I don't see how squats are still very important in building glutes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just trying to say that there's a lot more to glute strength and glute building besides squats. And to really bring your glutes and hamstrings up to speed, you need to be changing it up with some more focused lifts. Barbell hip thrusts, they're a great way to work your hamstrings and glutes. And because you can load the barbell up, you can really bring your posterior chain up to speed, which will help with the range of other exercises as well. Like, we need a strong posterior chain for, again, basically everything that we do in our life. We need a strong posterior chain just for walking, you guys, for walking, standing up straight, maintaining good posture, walking up the stairs. Like, again, these are functional movements. That's the thing what I love about compound lifts. They're functional movements. These are movements that mimic everyday movement patterns that are going to make you stronger and they're going to make your life easier, you guys. You're going to be moving freely, pain-free, okay? That's always the goal, at least for me. Like, I am blessed. I'm able to move freely, pain-free. You know, I can wake up in the morning and not wake up cramping or have hip aches, knee pains, none of that. And these hip thrusts, not only do they target your glutes and hamstrings, but they also target your lower back, your core, your hip flexors, and a little bit of quad as well. So again, overall, great total body workout that you should be doing regardless of gender, okay? I'm sick of people kind of putting these exercises in gender roles, like gender categories. These exercises do not discriminate, you guys. They love everybody. So everybody should be doing them. Next, compound movement or lift. Another one of my favorites. Another very popular amongst Olympic lifters and just people who love weight training are deadlifts. So why do we do them? Why should you do them? Why are deadlifts important? Deadlifts are one of those compound strength exercises that many people are just not sure about and are kind of intimidated by it. I think from a young age, many of us are taught that bending while lifting is bad. So we've been taught, you know, when lifting something from the ground up to squat down, right? To squat down and to lift up, which is still very true, actually. Like, if you're moving and you're lifting heavy boxes, definitely pick up using your legs and squat down. You wouldn't like deadlift a box. You would squat and pick it up. So I can see how people could look at deadlifts and be like, I don't know, like that looks painful. I don't know how my body would respond to that. So from a beginner's perspective, they can look like injuries waiting to happen. However, the correct technique involves keeping your back straight throughout the whole exercise. That's the biggest key when doing your deadlifts. You don't want to be deadlifting with a rounded back, okay? That's going to cause you tremendous pain in your lower back and you will not walk, okay? I've made that mistake in the beginning of my fitness journey where I tried to pick up a barbell and deadlift and I had a rounded back because I wasn't properly pecking my shoulders back and engaging my lats. And I was feeling all of it in my back instead of where I wanted to, which were my hamstrings and glutes. And, girl, I paid for it like the whole week. So do not do that mistake, okay? Really important, super key. Keep your back straight and in a neutral position while performing these deadlifts. And it's true that technique is really important when deadlifting. However, once you have the form down, they're more likely to help prevent injuries than create them, okay? They're incredibly useful for targeting the weaker areas of your posterior chain, such as, again, hamstrings and glutes. And they will really help you to make great strides in reaching your strength goals. Like deadlifts, again, total body workout, targeting your posterior chain, lower back, hamstrings, glutes, your hip flexors, your core. So overall, amazing total body movement. Again, the most important thing to remember is to get the technique right. Practice with just a barbell. Don't add any bumper plates on it, just the barbell, and make sure you're lifting with your glutes and hamstrings and not your upper body. So that's going to really require you to drive your hips forward as you lift the bar up, making sure they're not lifting with your back. And if you're still having trouble, with deadlifts, either regress to dumbbells or kettlebells, or more importantly, honestly, work with a trainer, at least for a little bit, just so you can learn the form, get it down. Like, injury prevention should be your number one concern when exercising. Don't be alarmed with trainer prices. Like, you get what you pay for, okay? So invest in a trainer, at least for a little bit, just to learn the technique. And then once you got it down, you can do it on your own. So another tip I have about deadlifting, if you're just starting out, the trap bar or the hexagon bar, I've heard both terms, the same thing. The trap bars will help you perfect your form while you're still learning. They will also help to eliminate the temptation to let your weight fall forward as you lift, since you're picking up the trap bar from the sides. So you're deadlifting from like the side. It's kind of hard to explain if you don't know what a trap bar is, but you're basically like in the center of like this hexagon circle-like metal object. Plates are on the outside of you, and instead of picking the bar up from your shins, you're kind of like bending down. It's like in between a squat and a deadlift, and picking up from the side. So you're not going to have that issue with falling forward. So definitely, if you're a beginner, use a trap bar, then progress to a barbell, or do kettlebell, dumbbell first, then trap bar, then barbell with no weight, and then barbell with weight. Or get a trainer so they can help you as well. So you guys, I'm going to cut into another very brief break right now. And when we come back, we're going to still continue to talk about compound lifts and which exercises you should be including.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to GSMC Fitness Podcast. So this next exercise I'm going to be mentioning, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm not a fan, okay? I have a lot of trouble with this next compound movement, mainly because I am a lot stronger in my lower body than I am in my upper body. However, I'm working on it, okay? Your girl's working on it. I'm trying to gain that strength back in my upper body. Your girl's been in the gym, or not in the gym, but I've been in my backyard during quarantine trying to, get these push-ups out, really strengthen my upper body with push-ups. And this next compound movement that I, again, not a fan of, have trouble with, they're incline bench presses. So I'd say a lot of men like to do this. There are definitely some women who are beasts at doing and performing incline bench presses. So kudos to them because they look bomb doing it. Again, I need to work on it. But incline bench presses, I see mainly dudes working on this lift, and they're great. I mean, bench presses are great. And especially for your pecs. They're large muscles, and I know a lot of guys love working on their chest. I feel like chest day for men is what glute day is for women. Is that true? Let me know in the comments if you're a guy. Like, is your chest day your favorite day to work on? Like chest and buys. I don't know. Let me know. So, back to bench presses. So, doing flat bench presses tend to just target one part of your pecs. Like I said, they're pretty large in size. And by varying your bench presses and doing both incline and decline versions, you can target the upper and lower chest, so both areas. Incline bench presses are particularly important because they work your upper chest, and this is going to help lift your chest muscles as well as balance everything out. You probably, if you're going to do the incline bench presses, you probably want to go for a 45-degree angle, but this will change slightly depending on your height and body type. The most important thing to do is remain engaged with your muscles. That way you'll be able to tell you have the right angle because you'll be able to feel what muscles you're working on. So just really making sure you're keeping the correct muscle groups engaged. And this exercise targets your upper chest, targets your front delts, your triceps. So overall, great workout for the upper body. And this next exercise, I'm a novice to it as well. I'm a lot better at this movement than the incline bench presses. The gym that I work at, they offer this amazing class called RX Fit, which is basically like a CrossFit class, but not as intense. I was pretty nervous taking RX Fit. The trainers there encouraged me to take the class, and I was like, oh my God, RX Fit, like it's CrossFit, I'm going to get hurt. I've seen a whole bunch of horror videos through Instagram of people dropping weights and breaking bones and crazy things like that. And so I was nervous, but through obviously being coached with proper form technique, I was able to learn through them how to do this exercise correctly, and that is the clean and press. Now, I don't go very heavy on this. Let me just say that. These are hard, but these definitely target. It's a total body movement. I love it. So why should you also do a clean and press? The clean and press is a slightly simplified version of the clean and jerk, which is an Olympic weightlifting move. It's a very technical exercise and is something that's more suited to, I'd say, experienced lifters for sure. I'd say people who have injuries or who experience fibromyalgia, very tender joints, things like that. This probably wouldn't be the best exercise for you because it does put a lot of tension and stresses the muscles and the joints out a lot. I did see a pregnant lady. She was like about to pop. A pregnant lady do these with impeccable form, and I was highly impressed. So that definitely gave me the motivation and inspired me to like get these done. Because I'm like, okay, this lady has a whole baby in her stomach and is knocking these out easily. So I am able to do it. All right. So the clean and presses, they're definitely, I'd say, more suited for experienced lifters. You don't need to be a whole pro. You don't need to, have been competing or anything like that. Like, I never competed. But definitely, I'd say you need to be experienced in the gym and with the barbell. It is, however, these clean and presses, they're fantastic for building muscle because it works so many areas in one go. Like I said, that's one of the great benefits of incorporating compound movements is that you're recruiting multiple muscle groups at once, which is going to help you burn more calories in the session. Since you're recruiting more, it's going to get that heart rate up, especially for all the people out there who are looking for ways to get lean, shred some body fat. These movements, especially clean and press, they're going to be your best friend. And because the clean and press is so complex, it's ideal for developing your functional fitness levels. A clean and press, for those of you who don't know, is basically a closed body deadlift, which is then followed up with the shoulder press. Okay, so literally think lift with a deadlift and then with the shoulder press. And the most difficult part of this exercise is the transition in the middle and between the deadlift going into a shoulder press. And this is where you need to change your grip on the bar so you can go from a pull to a push. And you also need to have a good amount of flexibility to be able to catch the bar and pause with it front loaded at the top of your chest. This will definitely take a lot of practice, But again, it's amazing for building strength. And for all my CrossFit people out there, you probably are very familiar with the clean and press, but this is a CrossFit style type of exercise. So the clean and press, the muscles that they target and recruit are your quads, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, core, your hip flexors, delts, upper chest, lats, and traps and triceps. I know that kind of rhymed, lats and traps. So again, overall amazing total body movement. Definitely incorporate those clean and presses on your full body strength days, or maybe even just on your conditioning days. You can do just the barbell alone and kind of get that heart rate up, keep your body moving and flowing. Next great compound movement exercise are tricep dips or parallel dips. Same thing. So these parallel dips, they're fantastic, again, for building muscle mass across your upper body. So for my ladies who are trying to gain more strength up top, for my men who are trying to build more size up top, parallel dips are for you. Again, they're not the easiest of exercises, but that's what makes them a great challenge and all the more satisfying when you finally get the hang of them. Literally. There are a couple of different types of parallel dips. There's those that target the chest area more, and then there's the other type that focuses on your triceps. It just depends really how you position yourself. You can do them with weighted chains to really pile on the muscle. However, definitely only add the chains if you're experienced with this movement, if your form is on lock, technique is there, you're able to perform. I always like to say perform at least like 15 to 20 reps easily, like not being fatigued. Then you can progress into the weighted chains. But definitely for my novice people out there, even not novice, just like if you just don't feel comfortable or if you don't have the strength to do it, don't do it, okay? Don't try to add any extra things onto an exercise just to look cool or for a video. You know how many times I log on Instagram and see people doing all these extremely extra unnecessary things, unnecessary exercises on the gram just to flex for the one time and make it seem like, oh, look at me. I'm balancing on a stability ball, holding, I don't know, a cat on my head and a barbell, like doing the most, absolute most. Do not be that person, all right? So really key thing about these parallel dips, just remember if you have any shoulder issues, impingements, particularly with your AC joint, you're better off leaving these and substituting them with upper body exercises that are less strenuous. You need a lot of flexibility through your rotator cuff, through your shoulders to perform these parallel dips. And if you start feeling pain, just stop and move on to something else, okay? These are definitely challenging, and like I said, technique is everything with this. And the parallel dips, they target your delts, your triceps, your chest, and your core. So amazing upper body movement. And we're going to cut into another very brief break. And when we come back, more on compound movements.
Still on the search of that one true love? On the limbo in this crazy world of dating, marriage, relationships? Well, listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Relationship Podcast, your one-stop podcast for everything about relationships.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Fitness Podcast. So I'm going to wrap up my list here of exercises. So I had 7. So again, we had our squats, our barbell hip thrusts, our deadlifts, incline bench press, clean and press, parallel dips or tricep dips, and then last but not least, pull-ups. I need to work on this as well. So you guys, I'm a trainer, but there's a lot of things that I can work on and improve on. So that's what also just makes the gym 10 times more exciting for me, because I know like there's always something I can work on. There's always something that I can get better at. And pull-ups is one of those, honey, because girl, I cannot do a pull-up to save my life. It's kind of embarrassing, okay? I can do assisted pull-ups like on a machine. I can do assisted pull-ups with the band. And even with the band, it's hard, okay? So I definitely applaud all of those strong ladies out there who do pull-ups without any assistance with ease, because it is hard. It requires an incredible amount of back strength, which is why I love training my back, because I'm definitely, obviously, I want to look toned. I want to have a nice cut back. It also makes my waist look smaller if my back and shoulders are wider. But I also want a stronger back because I want to get strong on my pull-ups. And that's definitely a goal of mine by the end of the year, is to perform at least 10 pull-ups without any assistance with great form. So why do we do them? Why do people do them? Why are they important? The term pull-ups refers to a multitude of exercises that can be done on a pull-up bar. The most popular type being chin-ups. I'm sure some of you guys have seen where there's a bar, people pull their bodies up. That's a chin-up. However, all forms have their benefits. So once you have mastered one type, it's good to keep mixing it up, keep challenging the body. Pull-ups are one of the best ways to target your back, and they're great for improving your functional fitness levels as well. And by having to take your entire body weight, they're ideal for building up your grip strength too, which is vital for a full range of lifts. If you have terrible grip strength, you'll be able to tell, because when you do deadlifts, the bar will tend to slip through your fingers, and just basically any lift that you're holding a weight, whether it's a kettlebell, a dumbbell, your hands, you'll have terrible, no, I don't want to say like terrible, like you suck, because honestly, I have terrible grip strength. Like when I try to sumo deadlift, I actually can't go extremely heavy, not because my lower body isn't strong enough, but because my grip strength isn't there. My grip strength isn't strong enough. So I have been incorporating just dead hangs, I think they're called, hanging deadlifts, I think they're called. I don't know. I'm so bad at like exercise names. Basically, you're just like hanging on a pull-up bar. You're not doing anything. You're just basically hanging to help build grip strength. And that's honestly what I need to do, because girl, like it's pretty bad. Like my hands cramp up so bad that I can't go heavier. And I think that's also what's hindered my results a little bit, as far as, building muscle in my lower body and building strength, because my grip strength isn't there. So like I can't go incredibly heavy. But anyway, so that's why pull-ups are important. Not only do they build strength on your back, but they're great for building strength, your grip strength. And pull-ups, they work on your lats, delts, your traps, your biceps, and your core. So again, an amazing upper body movement. I definitely want to get better at these. I definitely want to, if I can at least get one, I will be a happy girl, okay? If I can at least get one, I will be incredibly satisfied. And if you are a lady who can do these pull-ups with ease and you got any tips for me, please leave them in the comments, because I would love to hear from you. So now that we are done talking about, some of the best exercises here to do, I want to quickly just touch on what is the main difference between, compound lifts and isolation exercises or accessory work. You may have heard of your fitness trainer tell you this or mention this, and you're probably like, question mark, what does that mean? So again, I just want to reiterate, compound exercises, they are like the heart of many fitness programs. And Unlike isolation exercises that are performed with commercial weight machines, compound lifts focus on functional fitness developed by exercises that simulate real-life activities. Like I said, squats, they're simulating the squatting activity of going to the bathroom, etc. While compound exercises have the benefit of using a variety of movements to go through a wide range of motion, isolation exercises are also beneficial and belong in a well-rounded exercise program. So don't deny one or the other. Focus on both. I highly recommend performing both compound and isolation exercises in your weekly workout routines. So what are the main differences between these two? Compound exercises are multi-joint movements that work several muscles or recruit multiple muscle groups at one time. Whereas isolation exercises work only one muscle or muscle group and only one joint at a time. Examples of isolation exercises include things like a bicep curl or quad extension. These exercises are often performed with the commercial weight machines found in health clubs. The whole idea is about isolation exercises is to isolate one muscle group and move from one machine to the next until you work your whole body. Isolation exercises are frequently used in physical therapy clinics and rehab centers in order to correct a specific muscle weakness or imbalance that often occurs after injury, illness, surgery, or any other medical condition. So that's the main difference between compound and isolation exercises. Isolation exercises work only on one muscle group, whereas compound exercises work on multiple muscles. It's in the name too. If you ever forget, think compound, isolation is ISO 1. Okay. I know this isn't an English class, but they're just there to help you. So, you guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode here at the GSMC Fitness Podcast. We had a lot of information thrown at you today, so I really hope your mind was like a sponge and soaked in all this information that I threw at you. And I just hope that you enjoyed today's episode and found all of the information that I shared with you guys extremely useful. If you liked what we talked on today's episode, please don't forget to share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff, because that tremendously helps the show. And I'll catch you guys here next week.
You've been listening to the GSMC Fitness Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, and any app where you listen to podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of the shows from the GSMC Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, from business news to weird news, we cover it all. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and listen to these podcasts on YouTube. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's podcast.